Hi folks, Rodney back again. I've got a couple things I want to cover today. Number one is going to be talking about, I mentioned in a recent video that if you put it in sport mode, you get better fuel economy. And I think that's still very true in town. I don't know that it makes a big difference on the highway. So I'm still kind of doing some testing on that. And then the second piece I want to do is I want to go ahead and test it when I'm towing my cargo trailer to see if that actually makes a difference. So I couldn't find any real research or doing research. I couldn't find anything that really specified exactly what does a sport model do, or sport mode rather. Um, I almost thought that maybe advance the timing a little bit because you'll see that obviously it accelerates much quicker. Now I've read that it does affect the throttle response, but the funny thing is that when you step on the throttle, even though it affects the throttle response, you don't see your instant fuel economy drop down as much as what you think you might. But yet the vehicle still accelerates a lot quicker. So I have a friend of mine at work that actually has, he has a platinum model, and so it has a digital rear or digital gauge cluster. And so I drove his truck because with that, and forgive me, my limited model, you can't see it, but on his, you can actually put your turbo boost on your dash. And so I drove his to see what the sport mode does. And what I didn't think was going to happen is it changes how the turbo works. So for instance, when you're in normal mode and you step on the gas hard, it might get up to 10, it might get up to 10 pounds of boost. But when you put it in sport mode, it gets up to 10 really quick and then actually goes on past that. And so when you're driving through town, most of the time you won't see it engage. Now, part of it could just be the digital aspect, not reading it, as accurately as it could. But anyway, I could definitely tell a difference in the sport mode where the turbo boost would kick in versus being in the normal. So that part we do know, and that's why I'm thinking that it might actually make a difference with the when you're towing as well. So if you guys haven't already tried that, you might try using sport mode, especially around town. The reason I started doing it is because I did it, number one, for performance. When I put the larger tires, so I put some 34-inch KO2s on my truck, and my fuel economy went from about 17 and a half down to about 13 and a half, 14. Sometimes I get 15. When I went to the sport mode, it averages 15.2, 15.3. And then I'm actually getting, because of the larger tire, I'm getting an additional 0.39 miles per gallon in addition. So it's somewhere right around 15.8, 15.9, 16. And that's still not too bad. To lose a mile and a half and put, a larger tire and obviously a much more aggressive tread, and then it's going to be a lot more puncture resistant, out in the woods and stuff. As you guys can see back there, I just finished up riding. So if anybody cares about motorcycles or dirt bikes, you may stay tuned and check out some of those videos as well. The second thing I wanted to cover, and I'm going to turn the camera around. So on the new Tundra, if you get a limited or above, it comes standard with navigation built in. And my year is just up, so it's that subscription is run out. And so I'm debating whether I want to go ahead and subscribe or not. But currently I have it on Apple Carplay. So the one thing I wanted to find out and hopefully share with others is, does it make sense for you to have navigation, or is Apple Carplay a sufficient, additional mode? So here I am. I'm out in the woods. I would actually have, use my built-in navigation. I would have GPS because that runs off a satellite. And so I would have navigation out here. Here, because Apple CarPlay runs off a phone signal, I've got nothing. So I'm going to take off just to make sure that hasn't changed. And of course, your panorama view monitor, if set properly, is going to, anything under 10 miles per hour, it will come on. I did also go in to see if it would make a difference on my phone and see if I moved it or changed it to satellite mode as opposed to just like regular in-town mode, and see if that used the GPS or if that's just a different view. And at this point, it's not making any difference, but I'll be out of the brush here or out of the woods in just a moment. And so we'll see if that does make a difference. While we're driving here, if you guys have a vehicle that's been on order, say for instance you put in a deposit on an allocation that's supposed to be coming in and you like an update on your vehicle, go ahead and send me your VIN number. I can do it for any Toyota vehicle. And so the one thing I would mention to you is that you want to make sure that, you know, if the vehicle's already been built, let me retract for a second. So the vehicle, when they first issue the VIN number, it's issued with a temporary VIN number, and it will have that temporary VIN until after the vehicle is built. Well, if your vehicle has already been built, and the way you can tell the difference is there will be a C, I'm sorry, not a C, there will be a letter in the last 5 digits of the VIN number. If you see a letter in that, that means it's a temporary VIN. If it's just numbers, then it's a permanent VIN number. But anyway, send me your permanent VIN number if the vehicle's already been built. If you're just trying to figure out when the vehicle is actually going to be built, you can send me your temporary VIN and I'll be able to tell you that as well. So anyway, I'm out where satellite should be making a difference, and obviously it's not. So that is a good reason why somebody may want to use the built-in navigation, you know, that comes with them, especially if you're out in the woods or if you're out somewhere where there's no cell phone reception. You know, that would make a huge difference, you know, of, you know, having some sort of navigation. So anyway, hopefully this helps you guys. Please take the time to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, any comments, go ahead and send them my way, and I appreciate you guys watching.